Hello everyone, it is Shadowswim and I have the new free week champion rotation for you for League of Legends. As usual, I'm going to tell you what lane you can expect to see the champions in and the items you can expect them to have. So let's jump right into things with Akali. You'll usually see her in the mid lane or top as AP with a slight mix of AD in there. What I mean by that is you'll primarily see like a Rabadon's Death Cap on her, maybe a Luden's Echo. Those items are pretty amazing on her. You might also see Hex Tech Revolver turn that into a Gunblade. Aryla's Crystal Scepter is also good on Akali. Generally, anything that adds health, magic, or yeah, AP, and maybe some sort of AD in there as well. It's pretty good for Akali at that, so yeah, I'm also not against a Nashar's Tooth for the cooldown reduction, the attack speed, and the additional magic damage on hit. That's always good, and yeah, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it unless you're super, cool with the Akali and you understand how she works. Otherwise, I'd recommend, like I said, Luden's Echo, Rabadon's Death Cap. Even Azania is actually pretty good on her. All the 120 AP items, pretty good on Akali. I mean, build her like you would Katarina, pretty much. It's that simple. Moving on, next we have Amumu, who you'll primarily see either top lane or jungle. He'll be filling the role of, beefy jungle or beefy top, in the sense that he won't be built primarily with AP in mind, as much as he will with armor, magic resist, and health. But you'll be seeing items such as an Abyssal Scepter on him. That's always good for him, as well as for Akali. Just because it gives you magic resist and gives you minus 20 magic resist to your enemies in an AoE around you. And it gives you AP, which, no harm in that. A Sunfire Cape's always good on Amumu as well. I wouldn't recommend going anything else AP-wise, but a Randuin's Omen's always good, Warmogs, anything to increase your survivability is always a good idea on Amumu. And again, you'll see him either the top lane or jungle being built fairly tanky with a slight hint of AP in there, if they want to just, be a little more annoying. Next, we've got Blitzcrank, who you'll primarily see in the bottom lane, built as support. I don't know why they have him as tank/fighter. I think just about everybody now is used to Blitzcrank. You're going to see him build, Tear of the Goddess, turn that into Manamune, have that turn into, what is it now? Muramana, all that crap, all the fun stuff that, Blitzcranks generally get a Frozen Heart, what else? I mean, I'm not against getting AP on Blitzcrank. In fact, when I'm playing him, that's why I build him. Tanky with AP mixed in, just like I would Amumu. So, Sunfire Cape, pretty much any support items you can think of. Runic Bulwark, etc. Just because he's pretty beefy on his own, but he is primarily played as support in the bottom lane. Moving on, we've got Draven. I think everybody now knows who the hell Draven is and what you can expect on him. Infinity Edge, Bloodthirster, Phantom Dancer. I would have said Black Cleaver until they changed it. Draven's your general ADC. He's actually paired very well with Blitzcrank down at bottom, just because, all the ADCs this time around are paired well with the supports they've got paired with them. And you'll see who I'm talking about coming up soon. But, Draven, like I said, Phantom Dancer, Infinity Edge, Bloodthirster, etc. Last Whisper, all good on Draven. You'll see him in the bottom lane. Next, we got Aurelia, who I've primarily seen play top with a big focus on that tanky side. Be the bruiser, have a lot of HP, not a lot of full frontal damage, but you're there to sustain damage while also able to dish it back at the same time. So, Black Cleaver's good. What else? Maybe a Ravenous Hydra. That's going to be good for Aurelia. Other than that, Randuin's Omen's always a good idea for her. And maybe a, what is it, Guardian Angel for magic resist as well as armor. Can never go wrong with that on just about any champion ever. So keep that in mind for her. Phage's also pretty good on her as well for the increased movement speed when she's hitting people. Other than that, yeah, also turn the Phage into Trinity Force. That's always good as well. But again, primarily played in the top lane. May see her in the jungle from time to time, but 99 out of 100 times, top lane. Moving on, we got Lissandra. And you'll see her playing in the mid lane with the focus on AP. So, Luden's Echo, Rabadon Deathcap, Zanya's, etc., etc. Unlike other champions where I would say, Landry's Torment, I would not recommend it for her just because your spells can, they can survive on their own without it, but definitely an Abyssal Scepter is good. A Void Staff is going to be necessary on Lissandra, and, your Sorcerer Shoes. You're pretty good from there on out. But I would recommend a Rod of Ages on her, or at least an Archangel Staff, have that turn into a Seraph's Embrace, because she is pretty mana hungry all throughout the game regardless of her passive. So, there you go. And again, primarily in the mid lane, she may be support from time to time, but again, it's that 99 out of 100 she's in mid lane. Next, we got Master Yi, who I've played in the jungle more than I've played him any other lane, just because he can clear the jungle fairly fast, and he's good at, good at just killing people. I mean, he's still fairly decent in the mid lane, but I would certainly recommend him in the jungle, building, Infinity Edge, Phantom Dancer, Yasuo's Ghostblade, all of that sort of stuff fits perfectly for Master Yi. I mean, not really much else to say. I think everybody's seen Master Yi at this point as well. So yeah, primarily jungle, where I would say mid lane, or if your team wants to be very, very pushy, top lane, and just spam your Q all day long. That's pretty much it. Also, Ravenous Hydra is good for Master Yi in my experiences as well. Moving on, we have Misfortune. Again, just like Draven, I think everybody's seen Misfortune. I build Misfortune a little differently, though. I get, Last Whisper, Infinity Edge, Phantom Dancer, but I also get a Merlonomicon for the mana regeneration, as well as the AP. It does benefit her Make It Rain, as well as her ultimate, and her double up, rather. So, that's how I build her, at least, and then I always get, my Bloodthirster, and maybe the Essence Reaver for more mana regen, etc., etc. So, it's really up to you guys. If you want to go the full AD route, it's never a bad idea. Last Whisper, Infinity Edge, Bloodthirster, etc., etc. If you want to go my build with that slight hint of AP to make it rain, your ult, and double up a little more powerful, a little more potent, if you will, Merlonomicon's always a good idea. So is a Trinity Force, actually, as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it, and you'll see her primarily in the bottom lane. Next, we got Nami, who 99 out of 100 times will be played as support in the bottom lane. And this is what I said, what I meant when I said earlier, that all of our ADCs pair up well with the two supports we got this time around. Nami and Blitzcrank, two of the best supports in the game if you want to get, if you want to harass, if you want to be able to sustain a lane and just poke, win your lane outright. Nami's very good at that as well. She can heal and damage at the same time. She's got knock up, which is, her basic knock up's fairly easy to avoid. Her ult, unless they're very fast or they use flash, it's a little harder to get out of if she's aiming it right. But yeah, you'll be seeing items very basic on her. Frost Queen's Embrace, I think it is. I think that's the name of it. It's one of the new support items they added a while back. What else would be good for Nami? Obviously, Runic Bulwark's gonna be good. General support items, your Sightstone, Ruby Sightstone, etc., etc. with maybe that slight hint of AP in there as well. Maybe go for the Rod of Ages. That's it. Health, mana regeneration, mana, or health, mana, and AP. What's wrong with that on Nami? Nothing. And again, primarily in the bottom lane as support. And last but not least, we have Twisted Fate, who I think, again, everybody knows who TF is at this point. Played mid lane with heavy focus on AP. Lichbane, Abyssal Scepter, or Void Staff, or both for magic penetration, as well as your magic resistance, as well as more AP, Rabadon's Deathcap, Luden's Omen, etc., etc. And you can vary it up a little bit, but your Luden's Echo, Rabadon's Deathcap, Zanya, and Lichbane are going to be your 4 staple items. It really doesn't go any other way with a TF. You could subsidize your Abyssal Scepter or Void Staff for something else if you get that extra AP anyway from something else. But yeah, guys, that's it. That's it for this free week champion rotation. If you guys have any builds you suggest on champions that aren't troll builds, go ahead and leave them in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys think of the items I suggested. And as always, I will see you next time.